Apple yesterday just announced a new MacBook called the MacBook Neo.
Mm.
Okay, so by the way, if you want to hear Chamath talk about Bitcoin, you better stick around. So let me scroll this
Mac
back and
is
watch this with me because I actually thought this was fast. I was like, what am I looking at exactly? But then eventually I understood what was going on. So watch this real quick.
MacBook Neo, an amazing all-new Mac at a surprising price. To make it, we reimagined how to build a laptop from the ground up, and we used the most recycled material of any Apple product. We started with aluminum because it's light, durable, and just feels really great in your hands. MacBook Neo has a stunning 13-inch liquid retina display for vivid images and sharp details. Its signature Magic Keyboard is super satisfying to use. The multi-touch trackpad lets you click, scroll, swipe, and pinch anywhere on its surface. And the model with Touch ID allows you to instantly.
So I wanted to actually play that. Ben, did you have what was your first reaction to what you saw there?
Uh, from which angle? Like the why they did this, the video?
Don't even think about it. What's coming to your mind?
I think it's super funny how this to me is more an expression of their market dominance for when they do something they should have done all along and they're like praised for it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
like this product should have existed for like a decade, but they knew they didn't have to make it because people had money. Now we're all poor.
So my first thought was because I didn't understand the context when I was looking at it. I was just watching this ad and I'm like, it has a keyboard, like it has a trackpad. I mean, what do we like? What are you selling right now?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, I understood. Okay, this is the cheap thing that they're putting out. And last night, I was talking to some people, and I tried to make the argument that maybe this is what happens. Maybe this is the future of what we're going to see in tech, because everyone's talking about like this deflationary aspect of technology, right? And how prices are going to come down. Now, this isn't really a good example because also the product is simply inferior. But imagine we get to the point to where you start to see instead of like prices literally coming down, you just get people having access to the same technology that already existed 5 years ago at a much cheaper price than what it did 5 years ago. And it being packaged in this kind of a way and being like, oh, this is this new thing that's coming out, when really it's like, oh, well, at least now you can get a MacBook for 600, even though that same tech you would have had to pay 2,500 for 5 years ago. So maybe that's what this deflationary aspect of AI and all of this technology starts to look like is like you're getting new product that's old product at a cheaper price. And then everyone else who's got the money to spend, they're the ones who get to capitalize on these huge new innovations that are happening for just the same $2,500 MacBook that you have to pay for now.
Mm.
So anyways,
Yeah.
once again, this isn't really the best example of that.
I think it's decent. Tech is inherently deflationary. And I think that's kind of the whole problem for why they needed a different financial system, or why we do need a different financial system, because the entire dynamics that our whole economic system was built upon are radically changing, right? Because now, like, the rate of deflationary practices are just exponential now because we all can participate in them, right? Like code getting democratized, like people don't fully grasp how crazy that is, right?
Talk
Because
about what you mean by that.
we're basically like a lot of people have opinions on software right now because it was only made by people who could build the software, because it was just simply so expensive, because the like building something once and maintaining it was just like unlike any other business before. And so now that you or I can go code, like the entire dynamic of the online experience is going to change so dramatically, because think of how many more things are going to be built now where people will take the risk that someone who doesn't have shareholders wouldn't, or right. So like it's a very, very big deal. And I don't think like everything's going to be enhanced, right? So I think why a lot of big software companies are freaking out is because the moat of you can't even touch this space because it'd be too expensive to start, it doesn't really exist anymore. And so that's going to change things so dramatically. Like our world will be like, when you think about it right now, right? Like think about how much we take for granted, like the experience of being able to order Uber Eats, right? How it's just become like a very accustomed experience we're all used to. there are going to be experiences like that discovered week over week, right? Because
Mhm, mhm,
we're building some of them, right?
mhm.
Because you can go solve a problem with a way smaller team, screw over less people because you can just start with a smaller overhead. And so that really does change things pretty dramatically. So if you guys have ever wanted to build something, I would try to think from like a software first angle or the complete opposite, to be honest, because I think that everyone will be looking here. And so I think move
True.
now if you can, or go the complete opposite direction.
Yeah, and the cool thing here is that I think some of what you're also, uh, illuminating is, like, if you care about something,
Hmm.
right, this is by far the best time to go out and find or create a business around that thing that you care about.
Totally. Whether it's games, whether it's like music, whether whatever it is, there are massive problems. And sometimes, ironically, like the problem is your competitor, right? And I don't mean like they can beat you. I mean like they've made the industry shit.
Mm,
And so we've talked about this behind the scenes. I'll keep that close to the chest. But like there's people who are like torching the very people that keep their platforms functioning, right?
mhm.
And so now the thing that you thought was impossible to take on, the people that are using it every day are begging for a life raft to go elsewhere. So there's opportunities everywhere.
No doubt. No doubt. And eventually what's gonna happen here is the consumer behavior is gonna get more accustomed to, like, "Oh, I can download this thing that's gonna solve this very specific problem for me,
Yes, yes. And
and I
and
might be
people are
willing to pay for it."
totally. And people are thinking that like AI will build this stuff in real time.
Hey, you made it to the end of the clip. That means you're probably enjoying this. And if so, just know that you can catch us live every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to see the full version of this episode, you can click the link in the description down below. Otherwise, YouTube thinks that you will enjoy this next.